for more. The round, the timing, the valuation. Explain, your rationale behind getting involved.
Sure. Well, thank you for having me on the show. We've been involved with this company for a long time, certainly before the rapid adoption that we've seen as of late. And it fundamentally has to do with the types of things that you need for machine learning. Most relational databases, most data warehouses, they need just data that most people understand, numbers, text, things like this. Machine learning algorithms operate on vectors, embeddings. This is a different type of data that needs a different type of database. And so if you're building a generative AI startup or a generative AI application, and you want to marry that with your own company's data, or if you want to remember things from one question to the next, you need a vector database like Pinecone. And so with the rise of all these generative AI applications, we're seeing more and more people adopt Pinecone. Pinecone is still a really early company.
Yeah.
No public market metric is going to say, justify this valuation. This is a valuation that's based off of the potential. If this is the database for AI, that's a tremendous opportunity going forward.
New York-based company. Jake, what's really interesting about your background and the fact that you've been investing in these sorts of companies for a while now, including Pinecone, is you're trying to have an expertise about how you operationalize AI. And this is kind of at the core of all of our conversations. Everyone's trying to work out where in sort of the stack is the most value to be had. Are you about infrastructure? Are you about big companies applying AI? Where do you lie in terms of where the most disruption will be?
Yeah, well, we invest in early stage companies, and so we're certainly believers that they're going to have an outsized portion of the returns, but we invest up and down the stack. We've made investments in semiconductor companies, and certainly the first group of companies are the core infrastructure. Then you see the cloud vendors that are making money hosting some of these foundation and large language models. And in the limit, a lot of these things are going to be new pieces of infrastructure. And just the way we turn to the cloud vendors you mentioned, we're going to turn to these AI foundation model vendors for some of that technology, and some of them are partnering up. But we're most excited about the applications on top, because there'll be a few winners in each of those lower levels, but there'll be hundreds, if not thousands, of opportunities to build interesting applications powered by AI.
Jake, I'm hearing a lot of companies a similar size to Pinecone are trying to get rounds done, early through growth stage. How wary are you all of OpenAI? Because OpenAI also has a small fund that it's investing across startups in AI and those that's deploying its own technology.
Yeah, well, I would say we're not worried at all about OpenAI as a source of venture capital. There's lots and lots of dollars, and certainly OpenAI has a bunch of things that it can bring to bear. But we work with companies at the really early stages on that journey from zero to product market fit, which is a really hands-on endeavor that takes a lot of time and energy. And I think there's a